new storm has formed in season number 4. It's a grand national tour that ends near the California shores. Home track heroes take on big league talent. OGs return while fresh meat joins the fold. In a competition where fortune only rewards the bold. So who's willing to knock off a few doors? It's about who wants it more. In 2024.
This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to rock.
Sean Bellamy, a third-time winner. Ryan Truex gets it done. Clapper goes 3-1 and passes several cars. Foley comes out of the final corner to win.
Jordan Durasic will win this race.
Here they come across the line. Your race winner is going to be Matt Cherry.
See, in the end, nobody really cares where you got your start. The only thing that matters is where you finish.
He looks to go around the outside, ducks to the inside. It's going to be a 3-wide finish here at Daytona as they cross the line. Robert Walton wins at Daytona. Well, how about that way to kickstart the second race of the 2024 Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated as we head to America's heartland deep in Kansas as we get ready to bring you some of the action here at the Kansas Speedway. Hello everyone, I am Taylor Burris. Alongside me is Nick Stein with our producer, the great Austin Derbyshire. Nick, we're doing things a little bit differently compared to what we see. We go towards the West Coast swing when it comes to the world of stock car racing. We're going to do things a little different, though, here with the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC. We're going to the Midwest as we are here in the Great Plains of Kansas and at a track that has provided some exhilarating races in the world of NASCAR for the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, especially with the way the Xfinity car races, Kansas Speedway is just one of those tracks that you love to see on the NASCAR schedule. It's going to be a fun one tonight. And of course, you got some keys to the race tonight. You got to utilize that outside line. It is going to be incredibly important to get the runs off the exits of these corners. And if you can manage it right and if you can get the car working the way you want on that outside line, you're going to have a great time tonight. And of course, tire management. It's the Xfinity car at 1.5 miles. You got to manage those right side tires. You got to keep that car going throughout the run, and of course watch out for the crazy restarts. I mean, we've seen it in real life, we've seen it in sim. These restarts can get crazy, and if someone's got enough then yeah, we could see some 4 wide in a turn 1.
4 wide as they come across the front straightaway because there is no out of bounds right there. And we're happy to have you with us here on Grid Vision as the field is getting ready to get started here with a little bit of warm-ups. We watched some of the warm-ups. We watched some of the qualifying here tonight. And, Nick, I think it's time for us to go ahead and make our picks. A lot of great drivers have been putting in some time. I'm going to go with our dual race winner. He's the driver of that number 45, Matt Cherry, in the RL Productions Chevrolet Camaro will be my pick to keep an eye on here tonight.
I wanted to take the 25 of Bo Condon. I think he's got a good car under him tonight, and I think if he does everything right, he should come out with a pretty good finish here tonight.
And, of course, our producer picked the number 6 of Jordan Durasic to take home the win here tonight. We'll keep an eye on how this will play out throughout tonight's action. Of course, if you would like to have fun and make your picks, let us know in the chats here tonight. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms here. Subscribe, like, follow. We have a full week still to come in the world of iRacing as we take a look at the weather here at Kansas Speedway. It is a very nice day here in America's heartland. 67 degrees the air temperature, 69 degrees the track temperature, and it's going to go into the night a little bit here as we are just a little bit past sunset, Nick. So that means one thing, the grip levels for these cars is going to be incredible.
Oh yeah, night racing at Kansas is always a treat, always a spectacle, and tonight is gonna be an incredibly good race. I am so incredibly pumped for this one.
As we take a look at the schedule here for the remainder of the week on Grid Vision, it's going to be one that's full of excitement. Of course, on Monday, we had, of course, the Ryko Performance Monday Night Top Split at Phoenix. Of course, this is week 13, so not a whole lot of racing going on. Friday night, we'll be back at it with the Ryko Performance Friday Night Top Split with the A Open. But right now, it's a little bit quiet here on the calendar as week 13 is wrapping up with a halfway point, Nick. Everyone's enjoying a little bit of wet and wild action with the introduction to rain on the iRacing platform, as several other new pieces of content were also released, but everyone enjoying the new content with rain added on as well. Nick, have you had the chance to try it out?
Oh yeah, that's all I did yesterday. As soon as I got off of work, I got home, downloaded the update, and that's pretty much what I did into the night. I'm pretty sure I was up until about 2 or 3 o'clock last night, just driving as many laps as I could in the rain. I've been incredibly pumped for rain. I honestly thought that there was rain to start with iRacing, and when I first got on iRacing, I was a little bit depressed to find out there wasn't rain. So I have been wanting rain for upwards of 5 years at this point, and to know that we finally got it, yeah, I was incredibly pumped last night.
Absolutely. And of course, for all of you who are tuned in here tonight, hopefully everyone's been enjoying the rain that has been happening here. Checker flag has fallen on warm up. So that is now meaning it is time to give you your starting lineup for tonight's Thunderclap iRacing series presented by TLC Incorporated as they make their way to. Of course, we have a new member here for the iRacing family. Gone is Benny the Pace Car driver, as now it is officially from iRacing. The pace car's driver's name is Fred. So Fred will lead the field here, but here is your front row. Jordan Durasic with a 29.958 is on the front row with Matt Cherry in the 45. Row number 2 will move further down. That will go to Christopher Tate and Matt Garrett in row number 2. Row 3, move further down, is Greg McConey and Dominic Carhart will be in the number 58 machine. In row number 4, we'll find Tristan Bruce and Ryan Zunk in that position. Rounding out your top 10, it will be Thomas Aaron and Tyler Truex.
Starting off row 6 is going to be the 0-2 of Brandon Slow with Justin Clapper starting in 12th position. Row number 7, Matthew Montgomery with Matt Holmes going to be in 14th position. Chase Leahy in 15th with Andrew Olszewski in 16th place. Brandon Schumann going to be starting 17th tonight. TJ DeBlasi starting 19th in that 78 machine. We saw he had a very active race at Daytona. Lucas Whitehead going to be in 19th. We saw him leading a few laps at Daytona as well. Sean Boundy is going to be rounding out your top 20 tonight.
Joshua Kohner will be starting in the 21st position along with Bo Condon in row 11. Row 12, as we move further back, is going to be Bobby Grant and Chase Albright. In the 25th position will be Noah Rainwater with Nicholas Tomlinson in 26th. In 27th will be Oscar Henson with Robert Walton, who is one of your top favorites and winner from the last time at Daytona in that Kodiak Chevrolet. In 28th and 29th is going to be, of course, Steven Lechensky and Gregory Sepsis. And then Kyle Newkirk and Reed Foley. Rounding out your field, Daniel Lyle will be a little further back. He'll be riding shotgun on the field in the number 4.
34 cars tonight. It's going to be a very much packed field for Kansas, so expect some craziness on this initial start, I think.
Absolutely. It's going to be exciting here tonight as the field will make their way around the circuit. Of course, 150 laps are in store for tonight's racing action here. The race details, of course, is going to be as followed. Stage 1 will be 30 laps. Stage 2, lap 80. So this is going to be a little bit exciting here and get themselves situated for tonight's action. So a 30-lap run, then a 50-lap run, and then, of course, another little bit longer run, about close to 60-lap run towards the end of this race.
Yeah, nice little 70-lap run there at the end. I think we should see some green flag pit stops, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember what the fuel window is for the Xfinity car here, but
the fuel capacity is about 75% than the normal official length. So we could be seeing some green flag pit stops as soon as even possibly stage 1.
Yeah, that will be something to keep an eye on, is see who decides to push, who decides to save a little bit, and who decides to make the moves, when, what, where, why, how, and yeah, it's going to be a good night.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to the action here as Fred in the iRacing Ford Mustang pace car leads the field out through turns 3 and 4. Jordan Jurassic, one of your top front runners, right there in the mix, ready to lead them, as Barney the Flagman will have, of course, the Pine Golf green flag in hand. It's time to bring the thunder, bring the action. Green flag is out as we're underway here in the heart of Kansas as they make their way down the front straightaway, heading off into turn number 1. Already you see a couple of drivers jockeying around for position. Christopher Tate quick to goes to the outside lane as they come through the middle of turn 1 and 2.
Christopher Tate already utilizing that outside line to its fullest advantage here, as now he's going to make the move to the inside. Going down into turn number 2, Christopher Tate has the position for them now, but Jordan Jurassic using all the way to that wall there, using as much of that outside line as he can. He's going to have the run off of turn number 4, and he will lead lap number 1.
Side by side as they come down the front straightaway here. It's already Jurassic who has just about a half a car length over the number 30 of Christopher Tate, but Tate will battle it back down on the inside lane. You see right there pretty much everyone but maybe 1 or 2 cars. Christopher Tate, of course, being right there with him, trying to use the inside lane, but now they'll go mid as Yao Jurassic goes down to the bottom of the racetrack to try to keep some speed and pull away from the competition, as here comes Matt Cherry with a head of steam in that number 45 RL Production Chevrolet.
Yeah, tonight is going to be all about using the lines when you think you need to use them, because that outside line, it may be incredibly fast, and we're seeing a lot of people use it right now, but that outside line really wears that right rear tire out. So if you're up there for too long of a time, then you're going to be incredibly loose to towards the mid part of this run. So, you know, you see those people using those outside line, and you see them gaining that track position, but you got to wonder how much they're hurting their tires right now, because that outside line, it burns the tires. But that inside line, it may be tighter and it may be slower, but it definitely saves those tires.
It really does. So they're going to try to utilize that as we see a couple of drivers struggling, starting to fall back there. You see the 30 of Christopher Tate now getting passed by Matt Garrett in the MTV number 19 Chevrolet. Losing a little bit of time here. He's got to try to realize it's probably best to go ahead and go to that top side. And there you see Jurassic now go to the bottom of the racetrack out of turn 3 and 4. We're seeing some drivers split the difference. We see Jurassic utilize outside lane in turns 1 and 2 and then dive to the bottom. Is that the best strategy to do so right now, or should it be a little bit different where you should just run the top side, save those tires this early on?
Well, it's kind of a split strategy here at Kansas. I mean, in turn 1, it's all, honestly, it really doesn't matter what line you use, because both of them or all 3 of them are pretty much the same pace in turns 1 and 2. But 3 and 4 is where the time is definitely made up. That outside line is a lot faster in turns 3 and 4, because 3 and 4 is a little bit slower of a corner compared to 1 and 2, and it's a little bit weird saying that because you're used to 1 and 2 being the faster corner. You're used to 1 and 2, you're having to slow down a lot more. It's not the case here at Kansas. You're having to slow down a lot more into turns 3 and 4. So, yeah, I definitely think that outside line is going to be more powerful in 3 and 4 than it is in 4 and 2.
Watching on as Greg McConey in the number 12 Ford Mustang tries to work his way. He's been inside the top 5 and 6 position for the moment since the drop of the green flag. As they come across the line, 7 laps are put on the board, as Matt Garrett is looking to see if he can find his opening to get to the outside around Matthew Cherry. Go a little further back through the field. There you see the 40 machine of Nicholas Tomlinson. He's working his way up through the field.
Yeah, that's a pretty big hornet's nest we got going on back here. We usually see these hornet's nests form usually right around this area, the 15th, 16th area, and it doesn't seem to be taking any sort of a break here at Kansas Speedway.
Absolutely, as the field works their way down across the front straightaway here, a lot of action still going on. This gaggle of cars pretty much from 15th on back putting on a stellar show as we watch the number 9 of Matthew Montgomery and Robert Walton do battle. Picking up the field as they come down the back straightaway here. A couple of cars trying to negotiate around some traffic and makes it through nice and cleanly. There you see Tyler Truex in the 69 trying to work his way up to the field after starting toward the back half.
Yeah, Tyler Truex just trying everything he can to get through this traffic. Traffic is one of the worst things you can have at Kansas, purely because especially in the Xfinity car, dirty air is such a big factor. And a lot of people think, dirty air, that's a Formula One term. Get out of here with that. It's a thing in NASCAR. Trust me, it is. If you get the air on that splitter, it is going to hurt the handling of that car, and it's going to make it so much tighter. So Tyler Truex is definitely using whatever he can to get through this traffic and get into some clean air.
Absolutely, and as he will go down to the inside of the number 4 of Daniel Lyle, he will complete that pass and move his way up a little further in the standings. Currently P24 for the moment.
Things seeming to calm down just a little bit. You know, not really seeing much racing, but we're seeing a lot of single file here, especially as this lead pack goes into turn number 3 and 4 here. Honestly, I'm not used to seeing a train like that here at Kansas. Usually by now it's a lot more strung out than it is. So looks like these guys are doing a good job of saving their stuff and waiting till the final parts of stage 1 to race.
Absolutely, as the field works their way down through the middle of the corner. There you see the 21 and the 23, Ryan Zunk and Tristan Bruce right there in amongst the mix. They're trying to see if they can move themselves up further towards the podium, as Tristan Bruce is the gatekeeper to the top 5. And as we see here, the 23 of Ryan Zunk, he's looking to make his way around to the inside. One of the only drivers here, we see a couple of them in the Toyota Supra. As he looks to the inside, shows the nose, thinks about it, not going to work this time.
Yeah, he's dipping down a little bit more, and he's still technically running that outside line, but he's running a lot lower, just trying to get some air on that nose. And maybe dealing with a little bit of handling issues here, so showing that he needs to dip out and get some air on that front end. But got to move the position up front, because that is a move for second place. That is Matt Cherry and Matt Garrett, the Matt show for second place going on right now.
It really is a good battle here for position. Matt Garrett looks to the inside of Cherry. He tries to send it in deep. He might try to go for the 2-for-1 special. Try to get the race lead away from Jurassic. Not going to work. Cherry powers back around the outside with the big Mo, as it's Chevrolets 1, 2, and 3. The first forward, of course, being Greg McConey in that number 12 machine.
Yeah, I think it's still a little bit too early to race here, as we're still over 15 laps from the end of the stage, but looks like Matt Garrett decided it's go time here. And of course, we're seeing him struggle on that inside in 1 and 2 on these older tires, but he seems to get that run going in 3 and 4, and it looks like he may clear the 45 here. Nope, just barely not going to clear him.
Yeah, Cherry had a little bit of a nose to the inside. That gave him the position for the most part on that lane. As we see now, Garrett, he clears him out of turn 3 and 4. Will he slide up, completes the pass, move Garrett up to P2.
That's going to allow Cherry, though, to do the up and under off of turn number 4 and look to the inside here. He's not going to make the move, and he's going to stick in line, and goes Matt Garrett back up to that outside. Looks like these guys are deciding that outside line is a lot better than the inside so far.
Absolutely, as field works their way down through the back straightaway here, heading off and into turn 3 and 4. There you see one driver right there. That is the 58 machine of Dominic Gerhardt in the RL Production Chevrolet. As trouble for Christopher Tate, he just keeps falling further and further back as he is struggling for grip. There's Sean Boundy right there in the Rebel Racing machine in his Toyota Supra, trying to get a good run going for him.
Yeah, Sean Bounty is actually one of our biggest movers so far. He started 20th position tonight, and he is up in the 10th spot. I think the only other person that's over 10 positions is Noah Rainwater in 14th position. He started 25th tonight, so he's up 11.
And he'll try to go around here for the driver of Dominic Gerhardt. He's going to pick up one more spot, move him up to the 9th position possibly as they head off into turns 1 and 2. But it's going to be a little bit of a battle here as Dominic Gerhardt holds the inside lane, but he's going to get blocked by Christopher Tate a little bit off corner exit. That allows Boundy to propel himself around on the outside.
Yeah, that outside line is so crucial in making passes here. I mean, we did see that it is possible to pass on the inside, but it is a whole lot harder to pass than it is on the outside. I mean, you see right there, Sean Boundy, he pretty much just rode the wall Kyle Larson style and made that move stick, and it was a big-time move as that puts him up into 9th position, and I believe makes him the biggest mover of the race as well, as we're starting to deal with some lap traffic too.
Got a little battle of the Mountain Dew cars out there on the track. The 14 machine of Bobby Grant, the 16 of Joshua Kohner, battling it out for position along with a couple of other cars. How about Chase Albright and Brandon Schumann all there in the mix? This is the battle for 18th position. They're trying to work their way around. Currently, it is held by Bobby Grant as Schumann looks to the inside, tries to go around as they try to work their way through. This is a good fight for position as drivers try to get as many points as possible by the end of the stage. Of course, the top 10 are the only ones that get stage points here, but still, this is a good opportunity to try to get yourself further. Maybe going into stage 2, have a better shot to get in some stage points through stage 2, and then, of course, the final points tally at the end of the race.
Ooh, Bobby Grant got a little bit loose going into the corner there, into turn 3. Got a little bit wonky on the entry, and it lost him a position as he's going to fall back into the 28th position, losing a spot to Joshua Corner.
That's a tough break right there as Koner will fall back a little bit. There you see him trying to get around the 78 of TJ DeBlasi. He was one of our front runners at Daytona that we saw till incidents happened to him. Tough break, looking to try to bounce back and recover, but he's got a little bit of work to do as Koner to the inside of DeBlasi as they battle themselves side by side for the 17th position.
Yeah, that's one thing about this league is it's really going to test you as a driver. I mean, they're running all 3 main forms of the main 3 NASCAR series. I mean, last week we were at Daytona in the Cup car. Here, we're in Xfinity at a mile and a half. 2 completely different forms of racing. And I think we're seeing a lot of guys that were good last week struggling because of the change in discipline. So I think this is going to be something we're going to have to watch throughout the season, just purely because of how difficult it can be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here we're going to see a lot more difference with the grip and handling. Oh, close call right there between 2 drivers just ahead of Tyler Truex. That was the 66 of Robert Walton and Bobby Grant who nearly got together right there as Schumann goes up into the wall through the middle of turn 1 and 2.
Oh, and Ryan Truex sends a 3 wide through the middle, and he's going to get 2 for the price of 1 through turn 2, and he's going to catapult himself up into the top 20 with that move, as he is now going to look to attack Bobby Grant for that 19th position and possibly even further ahead as he's got Robert Walton and TJ DeBlasi side by side.
Tyler Truex picking up the 2-for-1 special as we're closing into the end of stage 1. There's Jordan Jurassic, your race leader. He still has about a 0.2 of a second lead over Greg McConey, who has now moved up to P2. Matt Garrett, Matt Cherry, and Christopher Tate, your top 5 at the moment as the field works their way around the circuit here. Keeping an eye on some of the great racing action. Of course, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by TLC Incorporated. TLC is the premier service provider for lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, and drainage solutions in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. Transform your home into a showcase in just one day with a new water-saving lawn sprinkler system, energy-efficient outdoor lighting, or the healthiest backyard in the business. A little lawn goes the long way with TLC. Head to tlcincorporated.com for more information. Currently right now, we picked up the number 93 machine out on track. Currently right now, that is the battle for P6 between Thomas Aaron and Tristan Bruce, as those two will do battle for that 6th spot with about 5 laps left to go in stage number 1. Great racing action here amongst the field. Everyone racing very cleanly as a couple of drivers have picked up a couple of spots now. Justin Clapper picked up 2 spots. He's now in 13th. Bobby Grant holds on to the 22nd position as we have a battle here between Clapper right now and Andrew Olezeski battling it out for that 12th position.
Yeah, that's the gateway right there to the top 10 and some stage points, but they're a little bit off of the stage points as now Justin Clapper gets a pretty good run off of turn number 4, and he's going to look to the inside of the 8 of Andrew Olezeski and not really able to get up and side by side with that 8 machine, but he's definitely been clawing at it for the last few laps. I've been watching him for a couple laps. And Clapper is closing. He is closing. It's been a bit of a slow pace of closing, but these two definitely will be battling before the stage is over.
Just saw the look of the Grid Vision car out on track. That is, of course, driven by Chase Leahy and the Ford Mustang. Will look pretty nice with that chrome silver. That's going to look under the lights here when the lights really pick up as we go further and further into night. There you see him right there. And hopefully he'll pick up a couple of wins or 2. Not trying to be biased, but it's always good to see the Grid Vision car in these events.
Yeah, definitely a good looking car, and sitting at I believe, right in 15th position right now. So he's got some work to do if he wants one of those wins here tonight. But, I mean, hey, I've seen bigger comebacks before. We'll have to see what happens here tonight. But we are coming up to go time here in stage number 1, as now Jordan Durasic starting to pick up that pace a little bit, having to defend from that 12 machine of Greg McConey. And McConey's been attacking for a few laps now, and he's been looking to the inside here. He's going to look once again and just try everything he can to get side by side with that 6 machine. But that 6 looks to have that top on dial.
He's looking around. Greg McConey putting the pressure on Jordan Durasic here as they come around 2 laps left to go in stage number 1. He'll look to the inside, now drop back a little bit. He's going to see as one car goes rim riding around the track. That was Christopher Tate in the number 4 machine, or in the 4th place in the number 30. He's able to gather it back up in the purple lightning machine, as he will try to keep pace with Matt Garrett and Greg McConey. But McConey really just trying to find that opening he needs to get the race lead as he hits the wall. That's going to be detrimental for him, as here comes Garrett and Christopher Tate. They want a piece of the action, and that will allow the breakaway for Durasic here as we come to a close next time by for the end of stage number 1. Well, looks like Bluey and the gang is doing all right, though. They got no damage to their faces on that matter, but they're going to have to deal with the trouble of Matt Garrett, who tries to go around the outside. Here comes Christopher Tate. Will he get the 2-for-1 special off of turn number 4? Not quite, but as they come out of turn 4, it will be Jordan Durasic who takes home the stage 1 win. McConey holds on for 2nd. Then it's Tate, Garrett, Cherry, Aaron, Boundy, Bruce, K-Hart, and Noah Rainwater will be the gatekeeper for the top 10 as the yellow flag is out here tonight as we are ending stage number 1. Of course, that yellow flag is brought to you by Connor's Cure to end stage number 1. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break while the field gets themselves slowed down behind Fred, the pace car driver. You're watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated, only on Grid Vision.
This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to rock.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If your lawn sprinkler controller is more than 5 years old, give us a shout today. We'll come out and take a look, give you evaluation, get you set up for a new Wi-Fi enabled smart controller. We can monitor this from our office for you. Give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look. Let's upgrade your controller. It'll save you water. We can save you up to about, we're averaging 47 to 51% with our clients. Feedback we're hearing from us. So give us a shout today. We'll glad to come out and take a peek. Talk to you soon.
Welcome back to Grid Vision's coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. as we are here at the Kansas Speedway with the NASCAR B cars, as we are under caution after completing stage number 1. Steven Lechensky stayed out for a brief moment, but he has made his way down onto pit road. Of course, this caution break is brought to you by Connor's Cure. Join the fight against pediatric cancer with Connor's Cure, the official charity of the 2024 Thunderclap season. Thunderclap has tag teamed with the members of Mania Club to raise $40,000 by WrestleMania 40. And with your help, you can continue to fund carefully vetted, cutting-edge, life-saving research for children wrestling with pediatric cancer. Head to v.org/Mania Club to support and donate to Connor's Cure and join the fight against pediatric cancer today. Field now getting themselves ready to go back racing here momentarily. It's Jurassic, Tate, Cherry, Thomas Aaron, McConey, Garrett, Rainwater, K-Hart, Bounty, and Bruce, your top 10. As they look around checking to see how everyone chose to do their tire strategies. No big changes for the most part. I think everyone took 4 tires, topped off with fuel. Some very quick pit stops, though, between Tate, Cherry, and Aaron. Just shy of under 12 seconds at 11.3, 4, and 7.
Yeah, Dominic Gahart, he jumped up 2 positions there. Or excuse me, not Dominic Gahart, Noah Rainwaters. He jumped up 3 positions on that pit cycle, going from 10th to 7th. So he is going to take over biggest mover for the night. He's gone from 25th to 7th. So move over Sean Boundy.
He's on his way, as now we are in stage 2. We are going to go to lap 80. So this stage here, when they take the green flag, you're looking at just about a 44 lap run to the completion of stage number 2. So it's going to be a little bit of excitement here. The question is going to be, do they have enough fuel to make it to the end? So we could possibly see a green flag pit stop in this stage, maybe break it up a little bit, but also how well they manage their tires. This is going to be a key one here to see how they are able to play it out for the race. Fred, the pace car driver, has the lights out on the pace car as he will make the hard left turn down on the pit road, as Barney the Flag Man will have the Pine Golf green flag in hand as we are get set, ready to roll as the thunderous roar continues for the beginning of stage number 2. Jurassic already gets themselves lined up, ready to go on the outside, and now leads the field through the middle of turns 1 and 2. How about Matt Cherry? He wants to try to go for the race lead here. He'll get right to the inside, almost doors the 6 and the 30 at the same time. But that RL Production Chevrolet is now wanting to take charge and lead here at Kansas to the inside. Here comes McConey. Even with his little bit of issues, he's able to paddle his way back up to a top 4 run as Jurassic shuts the door in front of Matt Cherry as they cross the line.
Jurassic getting clear there is absolutely huge. That means nobody is going to be able to make a move here on into turn 1, excuse me. As here comes Sean Boundy now. He's making some moves on this restart as he's now up into 5th position, looking for 4th. Oh, caution on the racetrack.
Caution is out for the first time here as Bo Condon loops it around here off of turn number 2. As we'll get a look here at the replay to see what happened to Mr. Bo Condon, that RL Production Chevrolet for the Baltimore, Maryland native.
Why is it always my picks that go off spinning early in these races?
I don't know either. It was the pass for possibly what was supposed to be the race lead. And then right there, ooh, Justin Clapper getting involved with this one. We'll get another look at the replay here. Oh, Chase Leahy gets in the wall, but up ahead, Justin Clapper also gets involved with an incident, and that causes a big accordion effect. And unfortunately for Bo Condon, he couldn't check up quick enough to cause the incident continues.
He limited the damage, though.
A little bit of damage there as we take a look at Justin Clapper. Ooh, might have been a little bit of a touch by Tyler Truex, and then there's the accordion effect. 2 RL Production Chevrolets get collected up in this, with Bo Condon getting some severe damage to the nose where he loses the hood. Justin Clapper with the Connor's Cure machine loses a bit of the rear bumper as well. So they're going to be having to come down pit road to get some damage repaired for them, as the Connors Stewart's yellow flag is out for the first time under non-stage racing conditions. Of course, tonight's broadcast is, of course, brought to you by RL Productions. RL Productions is a video marketing agency specializing in digital advertising and event solutions. RL Productions offers custom brand strategies tailored to your organization's unique goals with in-house level attention to details for digital and broadcast advertising. Their production professionals offering start-to-finish event services for your conference, convention, or events, from staging and lighting to live shows, productions, and complete presentations. Visit rlproductioncrew.com to turn your company's goals into real-life productions.
Yeah, I'm looking through the field here, and I'm seeing a lot of people start to clutch in, trying to save a little bit of fuel. So maybe these guys are tight on fuel to the end of stage 2 here. So maybe see some gamesmanship between the drivers trying to save as much fuel as they can here.
Looking through to see if anyone else has come down pit road. I see Lucas Whitehead has come down pit road. Tyler Truex, of course, he was involved in an incident. Andrew Olazeski. And pretty much from Olazeski on back, so 20th on back, has come down pit road once again to top off with fuel. So that could be someone we could be keeping an eye on, of those who came down pit road and at least topped off with fuel. Doesn't show that they changed tires, but it could be critical for them because they're saving some fuel right there and able to continue on racing.
I'd be curious to see who decides to push and who decides to stay and sit here, because we could see some people here wanting to push for track position in case we do end up having to take a green flag pit stop. And, you know, we may see some people like Sean Boundy possibly pushing as hard as possible, trying to get up to the lead and just try to run it out and get that green flag pit stop out of the way sooner. Or see some people like Jordan Durasic possibly saving here, just wanting to try and make it to the end of the stage.
Absolutely. We're going to keep an eye on that here as they are behind the pace car once again, as we are at lap 40 of 150. Still we got close to about an hour of racing left to go in the race, and still about another 40 laps before we are at the conclusion of stage number 2.
Yeah, pace car lights are out here, so should be coming back to green flag racing this time by. And we'll see who has what it takes to take control here, take away that iron death grip Jordan Durasic has on this race and has had since the initial drop of the green flag.
Yeah, Durasic really has been showing some great speed here for this start of the race, and he will continue to do so for the most part. So we'll have to keep an eye and see how he's going to play it out in this run. A little bit of a longer run. Can he be able to control the speed of everyone, manage the gap, and manage his tires during this stage?
Here in race control is wanting to wanting the drivers to knock off the ARCA braking into wrecks. So he said if people are going too long without getting on the brakes, he's going to start penalizing people.
Possibility of some trouble a brewing for some of our competitors if they're not careful. As they enter into the restart zone, the Pine Gulf green flag is in the air from Barney the Flagman. We're back at it here at Kansas. Durasic gets a great jump on the field, as he will now have to see what Sean Bounty, Greg McConey, and Matt Cherry will do as they are pushing themselves down into the middle of 1 and 2.
Here comes Sean Bounty. He's up in the second place, looking to attack for the lead here. He's going to make a move to the inside down the back straightaway.
One car goes around. That is the 88 of Oscar Henson, who had some big trouble. Ryan Zunk as well, who stopped on the bottom of the racetrack outside the racing groove. He gathers it back up, hopefully does not bring out a caution, but tough break for the 23 of Ryan Zunk, who will have to now possibly stay on the lead lap for as long as he can.
Durasic falling off pretty heavily here. Looks like he's definitely taking that saving into full perspective here, as he's gone from first to third in a lap and now looking to lose that third position to the 30 car.
Riding on board with Durasic, as there you see Boundy and McConey battling for the race lead. McConey is trying everything Bounty, though, is already going at light speed to see if he can hold off to the race lead and heads off into turn 1 with a great run.
Yeah, McConey pretty much matching pace with Sean Bounty here. Not very much separation between these two, but you got to wonder if they're pushing too hard to start this run. Because if these guys are pushing all out, lights out, they're going to be struggling here in about 20 laps for these tires. We'll have to see if these guys are doing the saving that is required here at Kansas to get through a run, or if they're just trying to push as hard as they can and build up as much of a gap before they start to fall off.
Really good racing here between your top two, and they've already checked out by about 1.6 seconds and growing over Jurassic and the rest of the field. And it's kind of like Jurassic is now that cork in the bottle.
Yeah, like I said, I think Jurassic is saving here. I think he's just trying to save as much. And look at this Hornet's Nest all back here. Oh, we got a car sideways. That's a 5 car, I believe. Keeps it straight somehow. Oh, no, he doesn't. He gets tapped. That's going to be a caution. Oh, and a big wreck.
33 of Lucas Whitehead also involved as trouble for Matt Holmes there. Everyone else, well, except for the 9 of Matthew Montgomery, avoids not having any issues.
Yeah, I believe that was Brandon Schumann that got into the back of Matt Holmes.
But this is the incident with Zoom right here of what happened to him. A tough break for the 23, but this saves him from going a lap down, I will say.
Yeah, big time break for that 23 machine, but I'm curious to see what happened in this this wreck that brought the caution out, because this could have been avoided. I think I caught the tail end of this wreck, and it looked like Brandon Schumann. Yeah, look right here. You see that 5 machine, Matt Holmes. Oh, okay. I didn't see that originally, so it looks like Brandon Schumann had gotten into Matt Holmes, and oh man, that is a lot of damage for that 5 machine.
Yeah, Matt Holmes was basically just put around like a pinball machine around the track once that contact happened. There's a little bit of issues right here, more beating and banging, boom, boom, boom. At 4, it hits at least for the 5 of Matt Holmes, as everyone else tries to avoid all the scattering car parts around as Montgomery tried to go through the grass, but unfortunately lost it, was able to gather it back up and continue on racing. As Connor Stewart's yellow flag comes out for the 3rd time of the night.
I'm showing Dominic Cahart with a meatball flag, and I don't remember him seeing. Oh, okay, wait, never mind. He was involved in the earlier wreck with Bocon, and just to disregard me.
All good. We got you covered here as we are under caution, and we'll go back live and see if anyone else decides to come down pit road. So far, everyone but Sean Bounty and Greg McConey and Bobby Grant have come down pit road.
Tyler Truex, the big time winner of this situation, as he's up in 3rd position now. I believe he was down in the 20s, or yeah, right at the edge of the top 20 in 18th place at the time of that caution. He's up in 3rd position right now.
So it looks like the top 9 decided to stay out on the track. A couple of other drivers, have decided to come down pit road in between some of the other cautions that have happened prior. So we'll see how this interesting strategy is. But yeah, Bounty and McConey shutting the engines off a little bit, coasting around to try to save as much fuel as possible.
Yeah, a good portion of the original top 10 coming down. That tells me that these guys are going to be tight on fuel for this stage. So we're going to have to see how this is going to play out here. Of course, these guys only really have about 3 or 4 laps of racing action on the tires, these guys that stayed out. So we'll have to see what the difference is in tires between these guys that stayed out and the guys that pit.
Keeping an eye here as we see some strategy playing out for your top 2. Closing in on 50 laps up on the board, 100 laps to go overall in the race. But already a great season so far in the world of stock car racing and NASCAR. A lot of things kicking off, Nick, as we've seen, and some great racing to kick off the 2024 season, whether it be in the virtual world or in the real world. As we watch on here, of course, the Truex, we'll look forward to seeing them racing throughout the year in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Most likely for Ryan, of course. Tyler will see in some other racing events throughout the year in 2024.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to bring up. I mean, if you look at the real-life Cup races so far, I saw an interesting stat on X earlier, and it said that the first 3 races of the season, being Daytona, Atlanta, and Vegas, there hasn't been a season in the time that the ratings have been out that the first 3 races have been this high. So, what's his name? The guy that does the polls about whether it was a good race or not. I can't. Yeah, Gluck. So in a time that Jeff Gluck has been doing this, there hasn't been a time where the first 3 races have been above 75% since he's been doing the polls. So to see that all 3 races of the first starting of this season have been above 75%, was it a good race? It's promising. It is definitely promising.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to it here as the lights are out from Fred's pace car. And it's going to be Boundy and McConey who will lead them to the Pine Gulf green flag. Then it's going to be, and then Tyler Truex and Andrew Olazeski in row 2, Henson, Lyle in row 3, Montgomery, Foley in row 4, and Matt Garrett and Jordan Duraskin. And yes, I have to agree with my producer. Benny the pace car driver sounded more fun than Fred, honestly. So
yeah, I was wondering how you were going to react to seeing that it wasn't Benny the pace car driver, because I saw that and I immediately thought of you. I was like, oh no, what is Taylor going to do now for his pace car driver?
I went to a dark place when I saw that notion, but you know what? We'll welcome Fred aboard here as we see Barney the flag man with the Pine Gulf green flag in hand. We're about to go back racing. Boundy with a great start on the field as McConey tries to see if he can gather it up and continue on, but Tyler Truex right there in the mix.
Yeah, McConey getting a bit of a bad restart on that outside line. He's going to allow Tyler Truex to get a pretty good run through 1 and 2. And he looks like he's going to clear the 12 of. Oh, no, he's not. He almost cleared McConey there, but McConey kept his foot in it and didn't allow Truex to come up and cut him off there. And now McConey looking to make a move on possibly Sean Boundy now taking that momentum.
Will he pick up the 2-for-1 special? Oh, no, he will not. 3 wide almost as they come across the start-finish line. Boundy has a little bit of breathing room as here comes Andrew Olazeski. Where did he come from? Welcome to the top 5 for him along with Reed Foley as he is working his way through, trying to close in as Truex nearly hits the wall off turn 2.
Yeah, he got clear for just a moment of Greg McConey, but McConey now coming back on that inside line. He did the up and under on the 69 machine. Now through turns 3 and 4, that outside line's a lot more potent to use. Oh, and Truex gets in the wall, but McConey's still not able to clear the 69 machine off of turn number 4. He won't even be able to clear him into turn 1 here.
Absolutely exciting action all around the racetrack here, but for your race leader, Sean Boundy, he's trying to see if he can pull away. Truex gives a little bit of a tap to the back bumper of McConey as he will now push McConey down the back straightaway to close in on your race leader.
No love lost between these two as they've been at each other's throats since the green flag here on this restart. And looking further back, you got Jurassic leading this Hornet's Nest for, I believe this is around the top 10.
Top 10 working their way around the circuit here as we are almost 4 wide as they head off into turn 1. Now back to 3 wide. There you see Cherry, Tate, and the 21 of Bruce now working their way through. Here comes the 66 of Robert Walton with a big run. He's looking to see if he can go 2 for 2 this season and try to see if he can punch his way further right now as they work their way through, as we appreciate the correct pronunciation for Andrew. It's Andrew Olazuski. So apologies on that.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were almost 4 wide in a turn 1 there. We know what happened the last time we saw 4 wide in a turn 1 at Kansas, and it ended up with a car upside down. So
yeah, not a good look.
Yeah, so good thing they backed out of that 4 wide, and now it seems to calm down for about this battle for, it looks like, around 6th or 7th. Just an absolute mess here.
Keeping an eye on the 49 machine right now as the 15 of Reed Foley goes into the outside wall. Everyone tries to avoid it as he will gather it back up and lose a ton of position as he now falls to 14th and further as the number 15 Chevrolet has to gather it back up. A little bit of damage right there to that number 15 machine, but he will keep on going for the Vineyards Vines Chevrolet.
Yeah, Tyler Truex going back up front. He's starting to fall off a little bit. He was battling Greg McConey for everything it was worth. Now he's trying to fend off the aid of Andrew Olazewski, as now Olazewski to the inside. He had to do a little bit of avoiding action there on Ryan Truex just to keep out of the rear end of him, but he's going to be using that middle line to its fullest advantage here. Not really able to get anything going in turn 1 and 2. Ryan Truex just too quick on that outside line.
Field working their way around as Andrew Olazewski tries to put the pressure on Tyler Truex. They are approaching lap traffic. That, of course, being Justin Clapper, as McConey and Bounty will get around him quickly and carefully as they put another lap on the board. And then you got to go a little further back to see Cherry and Rainwater in 5th and 6th with Albright and Walton. And Walton has now broken into the top 10.
Yeah, Walton, of course, I believe he was our Daytona winner. Seeing him up in the top 10 in that 66 Kodiak machine, very promising for his campaign so far this season, as he's been on fire to start.
Absolutely. We do have one retirement. That is the 4 of Daniel Lyle. He is out of the race. 28 cars on the lead lap, with Justin Clapper being the first car 1 or more laps down, as new leader of Greg McConey takes over the race lead as he gets to the inside of Sean Bounty, as Bluey will lead the way here tonight as they head down the back straightaway at Kansas.
Bounty really seeming to fall off here. I think he's starting to lose a little bit of gusto he had in those tires, or what gusto he did have is now gone, as now Greg McConey going to lead his first laps of the night, and he's got a little bit of a hornet's nest forming behind him with the likes of Noah Rainwater, Tyler Truex, Andrew Olazewski, and Matt Cherry in that 45 as they're starting to catch up pretty rapidly. Yeah, you're really seeing the start those new tires come into play here, as here comes Matt Cherry with a huge head of steam, as now he's going to look to the outside now. Wanted the inside, but the 12 of Greg McConey blocks it off. McConey blocking again. He's going to take away that outside line from the 45 of Cherry. Cherry gives him a bump of displeasure. 3 turns 1 and 2, and now McConey having to fend off from Matt Cherry. Cherry on the outside. McConey's going to go up and give a bit of an aggressive side draft into turn 3 here. But Cherry still has that lead for now. We'll have to see if he's able to get clear, and he will get clear off of turn 4.
How about that textbook pass? New race leader Matt Cherry, as he will try to pull away with those fresh tires, but watch out for Noah Rainwater. He's one of the other drivers who has some fresh Goodyear Eagles on his Chevrolet, as the RL Productions and the SRI machine now try to take off with the race lead. 20 laps, or under 20 laps left to go in stage number 2.
Noah Rainwater up into 2nd position. He started 25th tonight, just to put that out there. Of course, Sean Bounty started 20th tonight, so you got 2 big-time movers up in the top 4 right now, and you got a couple other big movers throughout the top 10. Andrew Olazewski started 16th. He's up in 5th. Chase Albright started 23rd. He's in 8th, and Robert Walton started 28th, and he's in 10th right now, so a ton of big-time movers throughout this top 10.
Absolutely, a lot of big movers and shakers here in tonight's racing action. There you see Matt Garrett and Tristan Bruce battling it out for position. That is the battle for P7. Bruce looks to the inside of Garrett as they go side by side out of turn number 4, and Garrett will hold on for another lap.
Matt Garrett just defending as hard as he can from that 21 of Tristan Bruce, and doing a pretty good job of it so far. Back up front, you got Andrew Olazewski making a move on Sean Bounty for that 4th position. Olazewski to the outside. He's going to rip that wall, and he's going to make a pass for position look easy on the 35 of Sean Bounty.
Absolutely some great racing action here tonight as they work their way around the circuit. Sean Bounty, he's fallen back to P5 for the moment. Those old tires now starting to fade just a little bit as here comes Tyler Truex with a head of steam.
Yeah, Tyler Truex was another one who stayed out under caution, or under that last caution, so looks like Sean Bounty may have pushed his tires just a little bit too hard on the opening green flag run we had there. And, you know, you may be sitting there thinking that was only 4 or 5 laps that they were running, but even then with the Xfinity car, if you're pushing for those 4 or 5 laps, that can ruin your tires for the rest of the run, and that seems to be what happened at the 35 of Sean Bounty.
Absolutely seems to be the case here as Sean Bounty now gives way to Tyler Truex, who will move up another spot as he breaks into the top 5 once again here tonight. As Andrew Olazewski gets around McConey for P3 as well, as we watch Truex and Boundy jockey for the 5th spot.
Truex going to make that move look almost easy, and now here comes Matt Garrett to the outside of Sean Boundy. Boundy is really struggling here, and he's got about 15 laps to the end of stage 2, so I wouldn't be surprised if he falls outside the top 10 here with how badly he has fallen off here. Now here comes Tristan Bruce to the outside, and that's going to be for the 8th position, as Sean Boundy has gone from 4th to 8th in the span of a lap and a half.
Be the case here as the field works their way around the circuit. Everyone staying to the outside for the time being, as now Truex has set his sights on McConey. There you see the driver, of course, our pole sitter, Jurassic. He's fallen quite a bit ways back compared to where he started. He's now running in the 12th position ahead of Nicholas Tomlinson. Saving tires, saving fuel to try to make it to the end of stage 2. The question is going to be, will anybody else make it to the end who did not hit on that last caution?
Yeah, I'll be curious to see. It looks like out of the people that are more primed to make it, it's going to be Tyler Truex, I think. I mean, he restarted, I believe, 3rd on that restart. He fell back a little bit, but now he's looking to get around Greg McConey here, get up into the top 4. Oh, oh, that was Tyler Truex actually in the wall there for a moment. It keeps it straight though, but that, they have to look at some aero damage for the 69 machine now.
Absolutely a tough break right there, and we'll keep an eye on the action here as Tyler Truex, the Wall Stadium Speedway, TR, as there you see, hits the wall again right there.
Definitely some handling problems for that 69 machine now, as he's got definitely some visible right front damage there, and definitely looking like it's affecting his handling throughout the quarters here, as that's the 2nd time he's hit the wall. He's going to bump draft the 19 of Matt Garrett into the corner, and it looks like he's just trying to hold position here and test the waters with his race machine.
Keep an eye on the action here as they work down the back straightaway, and so far everyone just trying to gather it on and make it to the end. 10 laps left to go here in stage number 2 as we watch the battle for 5th, as now Sean Boundy getting passed by the 30 of Christopher Tate. He is now out of the points. If he's not careful, he's not going to get any points here in stage 2.
Oh, we've had a change for the lead up front. Noah Rainwater made a pass for the lead on Matt Cherry, and now Rainwater leads, completing the 25th to 1st challenge for now. But Matt Cherry wanting to fight back on Noah Rainwater. They're both going to be running the outside line here, and it looks like Matt Cherry may have a slight disadvantage over Noah Rainwater.
Keeping an eye on the stuff here of the action as Rainwater and Matt Cherry will battle it out for the win in stage number 2. But Rainwater has some good pace for the moment, and he's running quite a bit faster than your 2nd place competitor, Matt Cherry.
Yeah, it looks like Rainwater saved his tires a lot better than Matt Cherry in that 45 machine, and that's the name of the game tonight, saving those tires. It was my 2nd key to the race, and yeah, you just gotta save those tires, and it looks like Rainwater's doing that to perfection here. As for the moment, it looks like it's going to project him to a stage 2 win unless he starts to fall off here in the next 8 laps.
Keep an eye on the action here as they try to work their way around the circuit, as Rainwater tries to stretch the race lead out just a bit as they come out back straightaway. There you see Andrew Olazewski, and then McConey, and then Garrett. So everyone's now just in a bit of a drive and make it to the end of stage 2, make some adjustments, put some fresh tires on, fuel up, and set up for that final dash to the finish.
Yeah, I think stage 3 is where we're going to see some green flag pit stops tonight, because that's going to be a 70-lap dash to the finish you were talking about, and I don't think these guys can make it 70 laps, let alone on tires, but you're going to have to look at the fuel as well, so yeah, these guys are definitely going to have a challenge for them in stage 3, but for now, it looks like Noah Rainwater may be cruising to a stage victory here.
Seems to be the case as everyone tries to get themselves situated here, but for Noah Rainwater, he is starting to pull away just a little bit more over Matt Cherry, as he is just trying to make it to the end. There you see Olazewski and the rest of the field now. No major battles except for right there, the battle for P9 between Albright, Tate, and Boundy. This is to guarantee a point at least from the end of stage, and all three of them are going to battle it out very hard to the end.
Yeah, this is our main battle for position here. Sean Bounty, of course, falling outside of the top 10 there. Looks like he's started to recover just a little bit as now Albright and Christopher Tate battling for position in front of him. Tate going to take that position and move up into 9th position. But here comes Albright once again fighting back on that inside line, and Sean Bounty's just going to sit here with a bucket of popcorn and watch these two fight it out.
It's going to be exciting here as Tate tries to hold up, goes around the outside of Chase Albright, moves him up a spot, give him a little bit of comfortableness and some breathing room from not losing any points. But Sean Bounty, he may try to be a little bit different on this matter. He's, though, losing a lot of time, though, to Albright. About 0.8 of a second separate those two.
Sean Bounty falling off hard again. Once again, he's now fallen into the clutches of Jordan Durasic and Steven Lachinsky here. And this is 12th and 13th here for Sean Bounty. So if he's not able to pick up the pace, or if he's physically unable, he's going to fall well outside the top 15 at this rate.
Absolutely. Keep an eye on this to see how this will play out amongst the competitors. Already, you got to say what Jordan Jurassic will do as he gets passed by the 99 of Steven Lachinsky. And Lula drops back another position here as Lachinsky's trying to get on the move along with the 93 of Thomas Aaron.
Thomas Aaron, he was up in the top 10 earlier in this event, and he's now looking to get 12th position from Jordan Durasic. Sean Bounty, though, he's officially fallen back outside the top 15. He's going to lose 16th to Nicholas Tomlinson, and it looks like he's going to lose 17th as well to Oscar Hinson.
This is not a good look here with the tires and possibly fuel conservation, as he is definitely going to be losing a ton of pace here. Tough break, I have to say, for him, but we'll see if he's able to continue on and gather it back up, as pit lane has closed for the end of stage 2.
Noah Rainwater. Apologies there. Okay, I can't speak apparently. Noah Rainwater, there we go. I got it out eventually. He's pulled out a pretty big gap now. It was sitting at about a 10th the last time we were looking at this battle. Now it's creeping up towards that 1 second mark, sitting at 0.6 of a second as of the last timing loop. So it looks like Noah Rainwater has a stage win in his bag.
He's so far going to cruise his way down the back straightaway to put Justin Clapper another lap down. He just works his way through the middle of turn 3 and 4 for the number 05 SRI machine. Close call right there as Clapper goes up the racetrack. He will complete stage number 2 as your race leader. Keep an eye on that battle for 10th spot. It's between Chase Albright and Steven Lachinsky, but Albright, I think, has enough of a lead to complete it. He will round out your top 10 as the Connors Kewer's caution comes out for the end of stage number 2. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll bring you more action here for the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated, live on Grid Vision.
This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to rock.
In a distant kingdom, in a magical realm, there lived people who faced dreadful drainage problems on their lawns. For many years, they suffered from puddles and mud in their yards. Until one day, the saviors from TLC Company appeared with their magical shovels and lifted the wet curse from the kingdom's residents. Forget about puddles and mud. With us, your yard will become a genuine fairy tale nook. Call us right now, and let's transform your drainage concerns into a magical adventure. TLC, where every home becomes a fairy tale.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Thank you very much, Bob, as we are back for the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. Can't thank Bob enough and the entire TLC family for coming on board for another great season here for the Thunderclap iRacing Series. And, of course, a lot of great racing action still to come for the rest of this week on iRacing as we kick off into Week 13. But even though there's no rain allowed for the oval cars yet, and no rain in the forecast for tonight's action at the track, but there is back in TLC's territory. If storms and showers leave your backyard flooded and no fun, give your yard a little TLC with 100% money-back guaranteed drainage solution for your home. With 40 years of experience, TLC knows how to get the water away and let your family play. Call 888-PICK-TLC for more information. As we are now in the final stage of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC at Kansas Speedway. A lot of racing still to go, but we are guaranteed, if we stay green to the end, one green flag pit stop.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we get that green flag pit stop, because these guys did get a little bit rowdy at the start of stage 2 before settling into that last green flag run. But, you know, you never know with these races. You never know what's going to happen, where it's going to happen, who's going to be in it, or if it'll just go green all throughout. So it's just going to be a game of hurry up and wait as we wait for the start of stage 3 here.
Absolutely. Of course, we're heading back to the East Coast as we get ready to dance with the Lady in Black at Darlington next Wednesday night as we go back to the Next Gen Cup cars. Another exciting race, and you can catch it all here live on Grid Vision as the lights are out. As there goes Mr. Fred in the iRacing pace car to lead the field. It is going to be Andrew Olazewski leading them to the green flag in the number 8 Toyota Supra. Matt Cherry and Noah Rainwater, followed by Greg McConey and Matt Garrett, will be your top 5. Then Christopher Tate, Tristan Bruce, Chase Albright, Robert Walton, and Jordan Durasic rounds out your top 10.
I will never get used to hearing you say Fred, the pace car driver. It just doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, it does not roll off the tongue. I miss my good friend Benny. I need to probably make a petition. Bring back Benny. That's what we'll need to make the movement called.
I'll start the hashtag on X. Hashtag bring back Benny.
So as the field works their way around the circuit here, we'll get back to the action. As we'll see the field work their way around and take the Pine Gulf green flag in hand from Barney, the flag man, the hardest working man in all of iRacing. As they enter into the restart zone, well, we're going to go one more time around here, but so far our picks are looking somewhat decent. Well, I can't say much for you, Nick. He's still in the hunt. I will give you that. But Bo Condon definitely needing some help to get to the front.
Yeah, he has had a rough race. Started 21st, he's sitting 21st. He was up in the top 15 at one point, but unfortunately got involved in a wreck earlier in the event, and yeah, he's been pretty much relegated to the upper end of the top 20 since, so my pick not doing too hot right now, unfortunately.
We do have another retirement, Lucas Whitehead in the 33 after that big contact that happened with him and Matt Holmes, so he is out of the race, joining Daniel Lyle behind the wall. We still have a couple of cars multiple laps down. Justin Clapper, Matt Holmes 14 laps down, Todd Lee 14 laps down, and Dominic Cahart in 32nd, 15 laps down. As the lights are out on the pace car, we are getting ready to go back racing once again here at Kansas for the final stage of tonight's action. As Fred, the pace car driver, makes the hard left turn down to the pit road. Barney the Flagman has the Pine Golf green flag in hand as they enter into the restart zone. Green flag is out, and we're ready to go back racing for the final stage here tonight at Kansas. And Olazewski gets a great jump on the field as Cherry and Rainwater jockey in battle for second, as here comes McConey with a head of steam.
Oh, we saw Christopher Tate wanting to make a move to the inside of the 12 of McConey, but McConey blocks him off. Greg McConey almost making contact with Noah Rainwater there into turn 1, but they keep it straight and keep it going. A move to the inside. Andrew Olazewski now defending that lead from the 45 of Matt Cherry. Cherry's going to get clear, though, and here comes Rainwater wanting to make a move on the 8 of Olazewski.
New race leader of Matt Cherry takes charge, and can he hold on here for the race end? And as they work their way through, here comes Rainwater. There may be no rain here in the system, but there is a rain on the track as they go their way out of turn number 2. It's going to be exciting to see these drivers battle it out here as Rainwater holds down to the inside.
Rainwater made a move to the, or made a look to the inside of the 45 of Matt Cherry, but wasn't able to keep that momentum on the bottom going, as now he's relegated to fighting for second position with the 8 of Olazewski. Here comes Greg McConey once again. He wants in on this battle. Will he make a move 3 wide here and possibly try to get 2 for the price of 1? But no, for right now, Rainwater looks like he made clear Olazewski off the corner. He's going to try the slider. He will get it, but here goes Olazewski with the up and under. He's going to side draft the 0-5 of Noah Rainwater, and now they're going to switch positions on track as now Noah Rainwater running that outside line and then Olazewski on the inside.
Big time battle here a little further back as McConey and Christopher Tate are also jockeying around for that 4th and 5th position, as there you see right there on your screen. And then Matt Garrett, Tristan Bruce, and Tyler Truex, all of them battling it out for position.
Yeah, Noah Rainwater officially got that pass completed on the 8 of Olazewski, and now setting his sights on the 45 of Matt Cherry for position. Now we're looking at Matt Garrett and Tristan Bruce on the screen right here. These two have been at each other's throats pretty much all night tonight, as they've been battling for position in one form or another throughout the night.
Absolutely, and we're keeping an eye on some of the action here as they work their way down the back straightaway, heading off into turn 3 and 4. McConey goes down to the inside of Olazewski, not going to possibly clear him. Nope, can't do it. You'll have to wait and see as Christopher Tate tries to fill the hole above him.
Olazewski running that outside line. He's running that Larson line there all the way up next to the wall, and that's a thing in iRacing. The aero model is modeled here as McConey tries to self-clear there. Not going to work as Olazewski says, no, sir, you're not going to clear me like that once again. And now McConey going to try the slide job. Olazewski stays hard on the outside, though. Here comes the 30 machine now. He's looking to the inside, possibly making it 3 wide.
Great battling for position here as they work their way down through the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. McConey goes to the inside. He wants the 2-for-1 special, as we could see 3 wide off turn number 4. Not going to work this time. Rainwater holds on as McCherry will try to see if he can pull away. He's checked out to about an 0.8 of a second lead.
Yeah, McConey, got a little bit of contact between Rainwater and McConey through the corner there. As McConey tries the hip check there, he will get clear for just a moment, but Rainwater going to come back on the outside here with that good run you can get on the outside, and it's going to keep fighting for this second position here. McConey, you got to wonder if he's burning off his tires here a little bit too hard, as he's going to get clear now and go set his sights on Matt Cherry in that 45 machine.
45 machine of Matt Cherry is doing a great job running some very good laps. He was a 10th faster than McConey and Rainwater, 2/10 faster than Rainwater last time by, along with Tate. Now they're got to see what they can do here as they work their way down the back straightaway. A lot of good 2 and 3 wide action further back as we keep an eye on this battle for second place.
Yeah, McConey's starting to fall off just a tiny bit here, as now Rainwater gets past Olazewski. Oh, we got blocking further back. Matt Garrett and the 30 machine of Christopher Tate getting at arms here, as Christopher Tate keeps that 5th position for the moment, but it looks like Matt Garrett wants a piece of the top 5 here tonight.
Absolutely here, and they work their way down the back straightaway. Christopher Tate really putting on a good show right now as we watch Matt Garrett, Olazewski, and Rainwater now go to the top side. McConey stays to the bottom of the racetrack through the middle of 3 and 4 still. And keep an eye on the action here as Rainwater tries to power his way through. Here's a little further back, Jurassic and Bounty and Albright trying to work their way further to try to catch the top 5.
Yeah, these are the guys that we saw struggling in stage 2. Jurassic, though, he gets clear of that 49 machine of Chase Albright, and that's going to allow Sean Bounty to make a move now to get up into 9th position. And there's Robert Walton, too. He wants to get into the top 10 as well, as now Bounty's going to get clear of the 49 of Chase Albright, and here comes Robert Walton as well. He wants to get, again, a piece of the top 10, and Matthew Montgomery right behind him as well wants in.
Absolutely crazy things happening here as they work their way through the middle of turn 1 and 2, and there you see the 9 of Matthew Montgomery. He was sliding through the grass at one point. He's now in contention for a top 10 finish as they work their way down the back straightaway. Walton doing all that he can to hold on for position in that Kodiak Chevrolet.
We're seeing back up front, Greg McConey, he's starting to pull a little bit of a gap over Noah Rainwater as he stretched that gap to about 0.5 of a second there between 2nd and 3rd position. Now he's got a sight set on Matt Cherry, who's been steadily growing that gap. He's now upwards over a second of a lead here as we approach the centennial mark.
Keeping an eye here as Greg McConey is about 1.1 seconds back from Matt Cherry. Get a little bit of breathing room over Noah Rainwater, but now the question is going to be, how well do you manage your tires here during this stage?
Yeah, tire management is going to become a big part of this race. I think these guys are trying to save their tires. They're trying to do everything they can to make sure these tires last, because I'm not too sure if these guys are going to have to make a green flag pit stop here, or if they're going to have to save their way to the end of this race. But definitely going to see some split strategies, I think, if we do have to pit.
Absolutely going to be interesting to see how this plays out as Montgomery will move up into the top 10 after he gets around Chase Albright for position.
Yeah, I just looked, and these guys will be short on fuel. I think the maximum you could do is about 65 laps on fuel with 70 laps to the end of this race. Now they're coming up to 50 to go here, and they've done about 20 laps since the last time these guys pit. So, yeah, these guys are going to have to make a pit stop before the end of this race.
Absolutely, as Bo Condon works his way up through the field right now. There you saw that number 25. He sits in 20th. Trying to hunt down Steven Lachensky in the Ford. Has trouble for Chris Tate. He has fallen back a little bit. What happened to the number 30? Oh, we can get a replay on this. He hits the wall off turn number 4. Got a little bit of damage there.
On the wall.
Kristen Bruce is in the wall.
Things starting to kick off here as people are starting to jockey for position here, try to get these positions figured out here. As now here comes Robert Walton to the inside of the 21 of Tristan Bruce, trying to get himself up into the top 10.
Tristan Bruce now is in the top 10. Robert Walton trying to get there as well. As there you see Matt Holmes on the bottom of the racetrack. Let's take a look at the replay, get a better idea of what happened to Christopher Tate. And it just goes up to...
Oh, wow.
Big time save for him.
How that wasn't a caution, I will never know.
Well, I guess it had to do with the fact that he did not keep it around.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But he will continue on here and try to hold position. He is currently sitting in 9th, so he's still in the top 10. Still has a chance. We'll have to see what happens when if the caution comes out, or how his strategy for pit stop will happen later in the race.
Yeah, just waiting to see if these guys are going to have to make green flag pit stops here. This is a battle on track. That is actually Matt Holmes, a lap car, going to get around. It looks like Matt Holmes just coming off of pit road here. He's had a bit of a rough night tonight. He's currently sitting 16 laps down in 32nd position. So that 5 machine has seen better days.
It really has, and we'll see what happens here as they work their way around the circuit. We'll go back live. As Matt Holmes had some issues. He's got some repairs done to his number 5 Valvoline Chevrolet, but still quite a bit of work for him to do as he sits 32nd, 16 laps down. As battling for second place, Rainwater gets right on the back bumper of McConey, pushes them almost into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, Greg McConey not making any prints here tonight. He's been doing that all night with the blocking to the outside, blocking to the inside. I mean, it's completely fair to do, but he's definitely not making any friends here, as he's been trying everything he can to keep these positions and keep his race where he wants it, which is in that second position, which is gonna put him in an amazing place for the finish of this race.
Absolutely, and we'll see what happens here as McConey is just absolutely being very aggressive on the blocking, trying to hold off the hard charger of Rainwater and Olazewski and Garrett as he hits the wall and hits it hard enough to where Rainwater will get to the inside. Olazewski will follow through. McConey will drop back possibly to 4th position.
Olazewski now going to send it. Oh, he wanted to go 3 wide there. Rainwater's in the wall. Now McConey looking to the inside of the 8 of Olazewski. Side by side now for 2nd position here off of turn number 4. Greg McConey on the inside. Andrew Olazewski on the outside. That 8 machine's going to lose the battle that time. Just about by over 200ths of a second there, as now McConey somehow managing to keep 2nd position there after hitting the wall in turn 2.
Big time trouble right here, and they will battle it out for that 2nd position as Olazewski just almost turns McConey around. And Matt Cherry, he's grinning from ear to ear. He is 2.4 seconds and more pulling away from the field.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see McConey sideways here in a moment, because he's been doing this all night and he has definitely been ticking some people off. I'm hearing people starting to complain to race control about his blocking here. And like I said, it is totally legal to block, but he is being very much aggressive with it here tonight.
Keeping an eye on the action here as McConey leads the charge in 2nd place, even after hitting the wall. He was able to capitalize on others' mistakes and continues to pull away as they head out of turn 4 across the start-finish line, closing in on 40 laps left to go. They've been out there for about 26 laps here. We should be seeing green flag pit stops probably in the next 10 laps or so, I'd have to say.
Yeah, if we
Go ahead with your point, Nick.
I was going to say, if we do see anything in terms of pit stops, it's going to be here in the next 10 laps. Of course, people could have feel safe. People could have come down during that last caution to top off and make sure they're good to go. So still not 100% sure if we'll see green flag pit stops, but if we do, it'll be in the next 10 laps here.
Absolutely. We'll keep an eye on the action here, but we're going to go side by side. You're watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated, live on Grid Vision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Grid Vision's coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. Green flag pit stops are happening for our drivers. Christopher Tate has come down pit road along with Matt Garrett, Joshua Kohner, Chase Albright, Andrew Olazewski, Kyle Newkirk, Matthew Montgomery, and several others making their way through, but they have to catch your race leader, Matt Cherry. 2.1 seconds ahead of Greg McConey, Jordan Durasic, Sean Bounty, and Noah Rainwater, your top 5.
Yeah, coming in within almost 30 laps here, and we're already starting to hear a lot more pitting in calls. So it looks like mostly everyone is going to have to pit for fuel here. And wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of heavy hitters come down pit road here soon. Of course, you got Matt Cherry leading, Greg McConey in second, Jordan Durasic in third. Of course, all 3 guys have led tonight, so 3 big-time heavy hitters here. And I wouldn't be surprised as here comes Matt Cherry down pit road, race leader, planning to come down pit road this time by.
Keeping an eye as here they come. Make sure you don't speed down pit road. Jordan Durasic will now take over the race lead over Sean Boundy, Tristan Bruce, and Reed Foley. It's 118. We're closing in on 30 laps left to go in the race.
Yeah, we've got our first speeding penalty of the night. The 88 Oscar Henson been handed a speeding ticket for speeding on pit road, so he's going to be sitting there for a while.
Absolutely. We'll keep an eye and see how this all plays out amongst the competitors here as he goes up on the jacks.
Jordan Durasic coming down pit road. Here comes Sean Boundy right behind him. Tristan Bruce down as well. Matt Cherry's off, and he's got a pretty good margin to Greg McConey. Now we're going to have to see where these guys come out compared to the likes of Jordan Durasic. And a few other heavy hitters too, as Noah Rainwater, he's gained a little bit of time over actually no, he's lost a ton of time to Greg McConey. Maybe he had a bit of a slow stop there.
Take a look here. Matt Cherry last time by on his pit stop with a 14.7. For Greg McConey, a 13.9, so almost a second difference between those two. And McConey, he's about 1.1 seconds back. Tyler Truex also right there in the mix as here comes Reed Foley down pit road. We are waiting now on Bobby Grant, along with Ryan Zunk and TJ DeBlasi, who just now came down pit road. So 2 drivers still left to pit. Throwing in Reed Foley, who's just now exited off pit road. So 2 cars still yet to pit.
A couple of other people getting black flags here. Brandon Schumann in the 52 machine gets a speeding penalty. But looking back up front, Andrew Olazewski, he's jumped Matt Cherry for the lead. Yeah, Andrew Olazewski has jumped Matt Cherry for the lead right now, and he's got about a 0.6 of a second gap over that 45 machine.
Really good run right now as we see them work their way through the circuit. Penalty given up for Brandon Schumann. Nope, he's had his penalty cleared, so he's good to go. So no issue there for Schumann. The 52 machine is currently sitting 28, 2 laps down, so not a good look for him right now. As we see who else is working their way up through the field here. Matt Garrett looking to take over the race lead with his pit stop strategy.
Yeah, Matt Cherry now looking to... wait, is Matt Garrett in the lead right now?
Matt Garrett will be in the race lead once Zunk and Grant come down pit road.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't even catch Matt Garrett. Did he take 2 tires?
No, looking over his time, he did a 14.6 pit stop. That's about a 4-tire stop right there.
Oh, interesting. He's pulled a ton of time, over 2 seconds. Over. Oh, okay. That's okay. He went early, so he's got a few laps on his tires compared to the likes of Olazewski and Matt Cherry. They're actually side by side for that second position here. It's gonna be a pretty easy pass for the 45 of Matt Cherry.
There's the stint lanes right there, as you see on screen. Zunk has been on the track for about 39 laps. Kind of curious to see how much longer he can go to stretch it out. Get an idea of how long these drivers can make it through.
That's gonna be right now.
Yeah, as Ryan Zink will come down pit road, that will be a 40-lap run for the number 23 machine.
Going to promote the 19 of Matt Garrett up into the lead. Another big-time mover here, Christopher Tate, as he's going to be taking over net second place here as well. So a couple of big movers who pitted earlier on. taken over the lead from the likes of Andrew Olszewski and Matt Cherry. So something to keep an eye on here, see if these guys are able to catch up and make that pass for the lead before the end of this thing.
Keep an eye on the battle for position between the drivers here. Matt Garrett has a 8.33 lead over Tate Cherry. Olszewski top 5. And Olszewski will get around the 20 of Kyle Newkirk and continue to put Newkirk at least 1 lap down. His first car 1 lap down, so that's beneficial for him. Now Ryan Zoon goes a lap down for the moment.
Yeah, Ryan Zoom did go a lap down. Just saw that. I was going to say, I thought he may have been fighting for position, but no, I don't think that he is.
Keeping an eye on some of the action here with your competitors as we bring to a close. 25 laps to go left in tonight's racing action. As the field works their way through, heading off into turns 1 and 2, Olszewski still holds on to the race, or into that position in 4th. He has just a tick away from Bocconi, as Matt Cherry will get around Christopher Tate for the 2nd spot. Now does Cherry have enough time to go and catch Garrett for the race lead, as the two Matts will battle it out in the closing stages?
Based on how quickly Matt Cherry caught the 30 of Andrew Tate, or excuse me, yeah, Christopher Tate, I do believe that Matt Cherry should be able to catch Matt Garrett. So it's a 2.3 second gap with under 25 to go, closing in on 20 to go. It's going to be a tough task, but I think Matt Cherry should be able to catch.
Seems to be the case here as we watch on and see the action here. There you see the gap between your top 2.
It's sitting at just over 2 seconds now, as it is closing a lot quicker than I thought. I believe that's gonna put it under 2 seconds, 1.8. So Matt Cherry pulled in over a half second to Matt Garrett on that lap alone. So at this rate, it's almost all but guaranteed that Matt Cherry will make a pass on Matt Garrett.
Yes, indeed. We're going to keep an eye on the action here and see who will be able to come out on top with this one as they work their way down. But Garrett losing time. He was 0.6 of a second slower than Matt Cherry.
Crossing the line here, that's going to be another 0.6 of a second, or almost 0.6 of a second. I believe that's 0.53 of a second there. Matt Cherry closes on Matt Garrett, and he's almost within drafting range in just 2 laps here.
He is making a big time here. He picked up another couple of tenths on Matt Garrett as we watch Greg McConey pick up a 2-for-1 special around Tate and Olszewski.
Oh, almost a little bit of contact between the 2 off of 4 there between Tate and Olszewski. Coming up out of the trial, but it looks like Olszewski's going to make the pass into turn 1, and just doesn't look like pitting early was the right call, as these guys have already started to burn their stuff off. And up front, Matt Cherry already to the rear end of the 19. He's going to make the move into turn 1, and this should be an easy pass for the lead.
It looks like to be the case here as they work their way out of turn number 4. Cross start finish line. Tate nearly hits the wall off turn 4, but gets the back up. 20 laps to go in the race.
And new leader Matt Cherry, as he made that pass look easy. There was absolutely no contest from Matt Garrett there. So it's going to put Matt Cherry with a 1.8 second lead over the 12 car of Greg McConey and a 2.7 second lead over the 8 of Andrew Olszewski.
Keeping an eye here as we watch a couple of other drivers jockey for position. How about Jurassic and Boundy? The battle for P6 looks to be one to keep an eye on, as well as Matt Cherry has pulled away to a 0.7 of a second lead. There you see the 2. And then you got Tate getting around Newkirk as they will put him a lap down continuing. But Jurassic, big surprise really, not seeing him trying to make headway like he did in stage 1, the domination he showed there. So a tough break for him. He's got a little bit of work to do in this stage.
Yeah, it looks like his car was really good in the sunset going into night, and it's kind of fallen off. Oh, Sean Boundy in the wall off of turn 4. He wanted to get to the outside of the 30 of Tate there, but wasn't able to, and he slaps the wall off of 4. That's going to allow Jurassic to get in on this battle for position here.
Big time move right here for Jurassic. He wants to try to get a little further up the standings as he tries to hunt down Boundy and Tate. And don't forget, here comes Thomas Aaron We saw him battle it out really strongly at Daytona, but did not been able to capitalize on the win, unfortunately, due to an incident. He's wanting to try to redeem himself this week, and a top 10 finish is definitely the right way to go.
Yeah, he had a bit of a rough race last week, and bounce back opportunity here for Thomas Aaron. I believe he was in with a chance to win last week, but ended up sideways in a wall on the last lap in heartbreaking fashion for that 93 camp. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than a top 10 after a race like that at Daytona.
Absolutely here, and we are seeing the action continue to really step it up amongst the competitors amongst the field of drivers. As Rainwater is now, even after a not the best pit stop, is trying to gather it up and can try to charge forward in the closing stages.
Yeah, Rainwater now in on this battle. So we've gone from a 2-car battle to a 5-car battle in the span of 3 laps here. As Sean Bounty now leading this group of cars as Rainwater, ooh! A little bit of bad blood possibly there, or was that just that lap car trying to get out of the way of Kyle Newkirk?
Yeah, really good run right here as Newkirk causing a little bit of trouble, almost gets into Rainwater right there, but is able to gather it back up to continue on his way, and will work his way through.
A little bit of sounds like a little bit of beef between Greg McConey and Matt Garrett possibly. Talking about not racing as clean as one would like. I thought that's what I heard, but who knows? But they seem to have figured it out for now, and Greg McConey now has a 2.3 second gap to try and whittle down to Matt Cherry.
Embers flaring here in the closing stages. Could we see these drivers make it to the end without another caution? Well, we're about to find out here as they work their way around the circuit. McConey, 2.4 seconds back from your race leader. Does he have enough time? It's going to be close. It's going to be 12, 13 laps left to go in the race. He's going to need a little bit of help, I have to say.
Yeah, I don't think he's got it. I honestly don't. He's losing too much time. He's lost another 10th just in me saying that. So I think this is Matt Cherry's race to lose right here. Is the gap now 2.5 seconds and growing. So yeah, this is definitely Matt Cherry's race to lose here.
Absolutely. We'll keep an eye on the battle here and see if McConey closes in. Matt Garrett and Andrew Olazewski are having a good battle for the final step of the podium. Bounty is in no man's land. He's got Jurassic right there if he makes a mistake, and then Aaron right there in the mix to see if he can break into the top 5.
Ooh, we had a car sideways for... sorry about that. We had a car sideways. I think Oscar Henson was in the wall in turn number 3 for just a moment there. He's off the track now, but there definitely was something that happened to the 88 of Oscar Henson. Oh, yeah, there was. This is between... Yeah, I didn't catch who that was. May have been Kyle Newkirk, possibly.
That's the 88 right there of Oscar Henson, the Connors Cure 88. So a tough break for him with 10 laps to go. Let's take, as we go back live, that's just not what he was hoping for.
Yeah, within 10 to go now, the waning moments of this race, and it's been smooth sailing for the 45 of Matt Cherry pretty much since the drop of the green flag for Stage 3 in that 45 machine. He has had almost no troubles tonight, and at a mile and a half, especially as tricky and difficult as Kansas can be, that's exactly what you need. Is you need a quiet, calm race here.
Absolutely, and Matt Cherry has definitely had one of those nights. A quiet and calm night for the RL Productions Chevrolet. Looking to keep this and keep a roll going. He got already a 1 unofficial win with the duel at Daytona 2 weeks ago. Looking to try to get his first win of the season to guarantee him a spot into the playoffs later on in 2024.
Yeah, and getting a playoff bid this early in the season pretty much takes off any pressure that you may have had on yourself going into the season, and knowing you have that safety net, for lack of a better word, it means you can either A, afford to take a chill pill and just kind of ride around for the rest of the season, gathering points where you can, or if that allows you to go crazy and just, have fun with the season, knowing that you have that playoff bid as long as you stay in the top 30.
Absolutely here as we see your race leader, Matt Cherry, put a couple of more cars a lap down, one of them being the 52 machine. Brandon Schumann, as well as Bo Condon, who's been trying his best to stay on the lead lap, but he's got to worry about his teammate closing in. He may be put a lap down momentarily.
He's sitting in 24th position right now. Not a good night for that 25 machine. I figured he would do a little bit better. It seems like he's really good at the 1.5 miles, but I guess the Xfinity car playing too much of a difficult hand for him tonight, and unfortunately it looks like he's going to go a lap down here tonight.
As our producer's already hungry for some Waffle House, apparently. So,
hey, don't knock on Waffle House.
I've had some of the best times at Waffle Houses when traveling around the country with karting and other forms of racing.
Hey, did you know that Waffle House has a danger index based on how they keep their stores open all the time?
Yes, I do. It's
That
very
is
well known in
hilarious.
Florida.
Oh, Bo Condon's in the wall off of turn 4 there. He keeps it straight, though, but ooh, bit of an interesting moment there. And definitely Matt Cherry did not want to see Bo Condon go around there, and he's glad that he didn't.
Bo Condon gathers it back up as he will try to stay one lap down, as here they come down the back straightaway. Matt Cherry going to put a couple more cars laps down. How about the 40 of Nicholas Tomlinson, and it looks like possibly one other car, as well as Sean Boundy is now about to break into the top 5 along with Thomas Aaron, as those two have gotten around Matt Garrett.
Yeah, that's going to allow for some battling here. Oh, we got blocking going on further back. Sean Boundy blocking Matt Garrett's run to the outside. That's going to allow Jordan Tarasic to get clear. Rainwater's going to get clear of the 19 of Matt Garrett. We got things kicking off here in the top 5, possibly even the top 3, as now Thomas Aaron's looking to get the 3rd place spot from Andrew Olazewski.
And all with 5 laps to go, as Barney the Flagman gave the big high 5 here at Kansas. Olazewski holds the podium position in 3rd, but he's got to worry about Thomas Aaron because he is coming in quick, 0.4 of a second and closing.
Yeah, Thomas Aaron definitely has a chance to make a move for that 2nd spot, or excuse me, that 3rd spot on Andrew Olazewski. And it looks like he's catching at enough of a rate to be able to get up to the 8 car and possibly look at making a move here in that UNT 93.
University of North Texas team having a good run as we get 3 laps to go for Matt Cherry. Still maintains a 3-second lead over McConey.
Yeah, he's been growing that gap. It looks like he's starting to pull off the pace a little bit, take his foot off the gas pedal a little bit earlier, knowing that he's pretty much got this win in the bag as long as he keeps the car straight. And it's, as I said earlier, it's been a pretty much dominant race from the 45 of Matt Cherry. Yeah, he's really starting to pull that pace off, and he's not really pushing at all here, as now he's coming to see Barney the Flagman put the popsicle sticks in the air.
Popsicle sticks in the air as Barney the Flagman gives the signal for 2 laps to go here at Kansas. Matt Cherry continues to hold on here and maintains the race lead. He's catching up to Robert Walton, last week's race winner at Daytona, to put him a lap down. The 66 machine not looking forward to this finish here tonight, I'm probably saying, but does have a guaranteed spot into the playoffs with his win last week at Daytona, as the white flag is in the air one more time around for Matt Cherry in that RL Productions Chevrolet as he heads off into 1.
Yeah, just absolutely no pressure, no need to do anything here. I don't even think he's going to try to lap the 66 of Robert Walton here. He's got no need to. I mean, he's pulled his pace off over 0.2 from what he was running.
As he works down the back straightaway, no pressure. He was dominant here in stage number 3, but out of turn number 4. Finally, he punches his way early as Matt Cherry wins at Kansas.
Oh, and he's already getting the excitement going on the radio.
And with that, put my tally mark as a overall winner in the standings, as I am now tied with our producer Darby in the standings. So, not a bad night, I have to say, for me.
And I'm still sitting with -3.
It's okay. Someone's got to finish last, Nick. As teammate Bo Condon, along with K Hart, all give congratulatorily his winner here, as it's a good run for the RL production team and the DNQ Racing. As everyone comes around to give a little congratulatory tap on the quarter panels and the bumpers of that number 45 Chevrolet, as he will burn it down here at Kansas. Well, I say that. Now he goes. There he goes. Now he will loop it around.
There we go. He's giving us a nice long burnout there.
Looking forward to seeing what Matt Cherry can do here in the 2024 Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. He is definitely going to be one of the championship favorites. Greg McConey really showcasing a lot of speed this week so far. We'll see what he can do at Darlington as he will loop it around, put on a show for us here next week. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll give you the full field rundown and interviews with your top 3 finishers. You're watching the 2024 Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated live on Grid Vision. Welcome back as we give you the full field rundown. It's Matt Cherry, who was definitely the one to watch, 61 laps led, followed by Greg McConey second, Andrew Olazewski in third, Thomas Aaron, Jordan Jurassic will round out your top 5, Noah Rainwater, Sean Bounty, Matt Garrett, Christopher Tate, and Matthew Montgomery are your top 10 finishers.
Finishing in 11th place tonight is going to be the 21 of Tristan Bruce with Reed Foley in 12th position. Stephen Lachinsky in 13th. TJ DeBlasi, Brandon Slogan around at the top 15. Chase Leahy in 16th. Tyler Truex in 17th. Joshua Corner in 18th. Gregory Shepsis in 19th. And Chase Albright running out your top 20.
21st will be Ryan Zook with Robert Walton 22nd, Bo Condon in 23rd, Nicholas Tomlinson 24th, Kyle Newkirk 25th, Brandon Schumann 26th, Bobby Grant 27th, Justin Clapper 28th, Todd Lee, Oscar Henson ran out your top 30. Then it's Dominic Cahart, Matt Holmes, Lucas Whitehead, and Daniel Lyle. With that, we're going to talk to your top 3 finishers, starting off with Andrew Olazewski, who joins us up in here in the booth. Andrew, great run for you tonight, a top 3 finish. Absolutely stellar drive. Walk us through your night.
Hey, yeah, thank you. Pretty much I didn't qualify the best, so I didn't have the best, short run speed, but I pretty much just went into the race just not wanting to be the one that, made the mistake, getting into the wall, slowing down. So I kind of just took that, kind of got lucky with that quick caution after I think it was the first stage, to where I took some gas so I could be more aggressive, and then eventually that second one came out. So I got a whole ton of track position. I was able to just pretty much keep it throughout the rest of the night. Again, just kind of not making that mistake. And then, at the end there, that was just a lot of fun. I don't think I could grip the steering wheel any harder on that last, 2 or 3 laps when Thomas was coming down on me on clearly, fresh tires. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
We head off to Darlington next week. Are you ready to dance with the lady in black?
I'll probably take the same mindset into there and just keep on trying to be consistent. That's all.
Well, anyone you like give a shout out to there, Andrew?
Not really. Just people watching. I know my dad and girlfriend were watching. So hopefully they were cheering me on. I know they were, but yeah, we'll shout out them.
That is Andrew Olszewski coming home in third place. Next up is going to be Greg McConey. He is with Nick Stein.
Greg McConey, you had yourself a pretty interesting race tonight. Got into blows with quite a few drivers tonight. How are you feeling after that one?
No, that was fun, man. That was after the rough race that I had at Daytona, just not feeling like myself, not going out there and racing at all. To take home P2 here at Kansas, one of my favorite places, is real confidence booster. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Kansas, excuse me, Kansas is always a fun track, one of my personal favorites. And then, of course, next week we head to one of my personal detriments in Darlington Raceway. How are you feeling for that one, knowing that it's the Cup car next week?
I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not a big fan of those single group tracks. I love riding the wall and being able to move and find grip. But no, when you go to a single place like Darlington where you're just ripping that wall pretty much all night, it's not my favorite thing to do. But hey, we'll go out. We'll take this next gen Mustang and we'll go have some fun.
Hey, I agree. Finally, someone who agrees with me that Darlington is the worst track in NASCAR. I do not like that track, but enough about my personal grievances. Before we let you go, anyone you got to thank who gets it done for you?
Yeah, first off, I want to shout out Andrew and those guys that I was racing. Yeah, I had to protect that bottom line a few times. I know that kind of upset a few guys, but that was racing. That was fun for me. I have a feeling they'll do the same. They were going to do the same either way. But no, I got to thank Frank Marchese. He was my spotter here tonight. Big help to him. He was great having him in my ear, rooting and cheering me on, giving me where other guys are going, helping me set a strategy. That was great. I got to thank my wife, Sydney. She's been watching the kids tonight. The family that I know is watching. Shout out to all you guys. Boffman Excavating is a sponsor of mine. McConey Crafting and Design, my wife's company. I got to thank all of them. I got to thank you guys. You guys put on a great show. I got to thank all of our league sponsors, TLC, everybody else that helps put this league together. I got to thank everybody. And like I said, thank you guys. You guys put on a heck of a race. Can't go back to watch it. And to whoever was during qualifying calling out and giving bad remarks about Purdue, back-to-back unanimous Big Ten champs, hasn't happened since 2007. Boiler up, hammer down. Let's see what happens in March.
FAU. That's my only remark to that. But congratulations on the P2 tonight, Greg. And hopefully we see you here next week.
I'll be here, boys. It'll be fun.
And with that, we are now going to talk to your race winner, Matt Cherry. Matt, I mean, one word for that final stage, pure domination. You were definitely the one to beat.
Oh, yeah, we were on rails. That second stage, I was battling Noah for the stage win there, and I couldn't do nothing. It was too tight behind traffic, but after that stage is over, we pitted and put on some fresh tires, and I got out front, man, and it was set sail.
Absolutely. Well, we get ready to head off to Darlington next week. How confident do you feel heading off there to the Lady in Black?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a track that I love going to, but in the Cup cars, I can hold my own there. That car is pretty much a draft car, so we're gonna do the best we can, and hopefully we can park it in victory lane again.
Well, before we let you go, Matt, anyone you'd like to give a thank you to?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to D&Q Racing for bringing me on board this season. This was their first win, and I'm glad to bring it home for them. And I want to thank RL Productions for being on the car this week. Hopefully we can come in next week and do it again and give a shout out to all them guys that make it happen.
Absolutely. That is your race winner, Matt Cherry, taking home the checkered flag here tonight at Kansas. Well, Nick, we got a lot of racing still to go. Another driver has added their names into the playoffs, as we have still a lot of things to look forward to. What were some of your final thoughts here tonight?
Oh yeah, tonight was a great race. I mean, we saw a lot of green flag running, which I mean is to be expected, especially here at Kansas Speedway. And that's a lot of what we saw tonight. I mean, we saw the wrecks happen. Of course, Kansas is known for its big time wrecks. I mean, we've seen some of the biggest wrecks in recent memory here at Kansas, and we saw a couple of big wrecks. We saw a lot of green flag running, as I mentioned, and man, that was a fun one. I'm genuinely surprised with how that race went. I didn't think it was going to be that good with the Xfinity car, but it genuinely surprised me tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing what these drivers can do as they head to none other than the Darlington Raceway for the Lady in Black. Nick, time to get your best suit on as we have a dance with her next Wednesday night. But we still have some more action here in the world of Grid Vision. Tune in Friday night for Ryko Performance Friday Night Top Split for the NASCAR iRacing Series as they head to Phoenix Raceway. And then, of course, we'll be back here later on next Wednesday at Darlington, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. You can catch all the action on Grid Vision. Don't forget to book your time for your league on any of the available dates that you saw on screen. But for the entire Grid Vision family, as well as for the amazing cameras presented by Andrew Cardinal IV, and of course for our amazing producer Austin Derbyshire, my co-commentator Nick Stein, I'm Taylor Burris. Thank you for watching tonight's action of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC, only on Grid Vision, and we'll see you on the grid.